Hi everyone, welcome to this video. It is about paper 2, but this time we're going to focus on section B, which will be B4, Stratification and Differentiation. Massive thank you for watching. If you have found this useful, please click that like button. If you're not sure, make a comment, and as always, please subscribe. So we're going to focus on section B, which is stratification and differentiation. We're going to walk through the 2018 paper, the questions and the examiner comments, and if you want to access that document, which is from AQA, it is in the comment section below for you to follow. Stratification and differentiation, topic B4, is the final section in your exam question booklet. We are answering questions 22, 23 and 24. As always, on this paper you will get 3 questions in that section, 2 10 markers and a 20 marker. The first one will always be an outline and explain. The second will always give you an item and you have got to hook your knowledge from it. And the final question will be an essay question where you have to evaluate whilst using the item. So let's start off by checking out that first question, which is number 22. 22. Outline and explain 2 ways in which age may affect people's life chances. And as always with these 10 mark outline and explain, you are required to make a link between 2 areas of the specification to show how one will impact another. So in this case, we want to know about age and we want to know what impact will a person's age affect people's life chances. And age is quite broad, so you can talk about young people, you can talk about old people, and then of course you need to indicate the impact on their life chances. Okay. Now, checking out the examiner report, I thought this was quite interesting because of the comments that was made. So the question produced an imaginative range of suggestions as to how age may affect life chances, not all informed by sociological knowledge and understanding. Most answers chose to focus on discrimination in employment and access to services, with some displaying the students' frustrations with the limits placed on young people, especially surrounding the minimum wage. Some studies, concepts and theories were rarely used in answers to this question, which has led me to think, well, I think this is something that you need to focus on, especially on this question. I would even have a go at practicing this with that idea in mind about who should I be writing about, what keywords should I be using, and what theories could you refer to. And you could add that theoretical background to this question. For example, from a Weberian background, you could talk about how your life chances could be influenced by age because it's going to impact a person's status and power, and that will just open up whether you are looking at young people and their lack of status, and with that example in terms of in the political sense, access that they can't vote, for example, and even at the other end of the spectrum, and you could even mention that age is a social construct. So one to practice on that one. One more thing I'd like to say about the 10 mark outline and explain. On a question like this, you will get the AO3 marks from analysis, not from evaluation. So please make sure that you are following the guidance, because otherwise you will be losing marks for evaluating where it is not credited. Question 23 is your item 10 marker, and here you have got to show that you can find the hook from the item and apply your knowledge to it whilst analysing or evaluating as you go along. So we have got, the question is analyse 2 effects of globalisation on the class structure of the United Kingdom. So the hooks that you could have identified is firstly about the consumer society and how you are defined by the choices you make as a consumer. That could be one hook, and the second hook could be economic migration of people into the United Kingdom also. And using those hooks, you have got to apply your own knowledge and understanding, showing how globalisation has led to this and how it then impacts on the class structure of the United Kingdom. And again, here it's been very specific to the United Kingdom, so anywhere else, if you're writing about another country, it will not be credited. So according to the examiner report, most responses went for migration, causing an underclass, and consumer goods, either increasing or decreasing the gaps between the rich and the poor. Overall, there was limited evidence that class structure was well understood, so that's something that you might want to focus on in your revision. Migrants were variously seen as skilled or more frequently unskilled, who thus added to the working or middle class. Your better answers discussed the formation of a transnational ruling class. Now remember, on this one you have got to make sure that you are using the hooks from the item. If it is not clear that you've hooked from the item, you will be limiting your marks to 3, and you can get AO3 marks by analysing and or evaluation, as both appear on the top band of the mark scheme. The final question, which is 24, this is where you have got your extended essay where you are asked to evaluate a view. So in this case, the view that you have to evaluate is the view that ethnicity is the most important dimension of inequality today. Use the hooks from the item to give you ideas and also to focus the angle in which you should be answering. So we've got here, black people are more likely to be unemployed, institutional racism, and then you have got your indication that you should be evaluating, signalled by the however. There are other dimensions of inequality, such as social class, are more important. By all means, you should be mentioning maybe patriarchy as well, just to bring in that breadth of knowledge. So let's have a look at the examiner report to see what you could have been writing. Question 24, examiner report. So in many answers, the evidence on ethnicity was limited to studies showing discrimination against job applicants with different names and the item's reference to institutional racism. This is suggesting that you need to have a broader understanding of discrimination and the impact on ethnicity in a person's life. So go back to your notes on that one and just see if you can get wider contemporary examples in order to back that up. Otherwise, ethnicity's role in inequality was merely asserted. Answers often then juxtaposed social class and gender, mostly inequality, citing some evidence for the latter and less for class. Now, what we mean by juxtaposed is just meaning that you will write about ethnicity and then you say something like, well, on the other hand, gender might be more important. Or on the other hand, class might be more important. That is what we mean by juxtapose, and that is just a basic level of evaluation. And in order to be successful at A levels, in particular sociology, you've got to be a little bit more sophisticated in the way that you are evaluating. So you could show how a person's ethnicity could interact with their class position. So for example, in the UK, certain ethnic minority groups tend to be also unemployed, which then leads them to be in the lower class. You could go down that route, or even how you can show how a person's ethnicity might interact with a person's gender as well. Your weak answers then tended to drift into feminist evidence and then leave the question behind, telling me that you really need to make sure that you are linking back to the question. Use the words from the question at least once in your paragraph, even if it's at the end of it, just to link it back, and just keeps you focused as you're answering the question. Only a few better answers address the relative importance of dimensions of inequality. That was something that was specifically asked in the question, and fewer still looked at the interactions between the dimensions. So that is what's going to get you the higher analysis marks, this relative importance and the interactions between the different dimensions of inequality. So that might be something that you focus your revision on in order to prepare for this paper. As always, massive thank you for watching. This is for A-level paper 2, in particular topic A4, stratification and differentiation. Make sure that you click like if you have enjoyed what you've seen. If you've got any questions, you pop them in the comment section below. Check out the examiner report. The link is at the bottom also. And if you have got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I will be making more videos on different topics, so just check those out and enjoy your day. Thank you.